Hello, hoppers. Anybody there? Hello, hello. We are live. Oh, I think I put too much blush on. I'm so red today. I'm so red today. Anyway. So, we have too much light on. Anyway. So, there's one person. It's probably me, right? How is everybody? So, let's see. Hello, everybody. Tell me where you guys are watching me from. I'm in Germany. And hello, Mr. X. How are you? Where are you watching me from? Let me fix this a little bit. Netherlands. My boss was from the Netherlands. Yeah. Has anybody been traveling, by the way? I haven't been traveling at all. I've been home. That's it. I've been home. So yeah, MuchoHop hasn't been hopping very much. So, but hey, it's a chance to like catch up on things, do other things, study, take courses, do exercise at home, stuff like that. So, yeah. So today I think I've decided to, first of all, welcome, right? Hello, Samuel. Greetings. Welcome back. How is India doing? Tell me, because we're fine here in Germany. I'm safe. Thank you. And my family's all safe. But how are people in India? Because I know that the situation is pretty bad there. It's really bad in the United States. So, I'm concerned. Hi, Cool Pizza. I like that name. Not too good. Yeah, you have to be really patient. You have to wear your mask, distancing, wash your hands. We all know what we have to do. You just have to do it, and let's not make this political. It's about health, okay? So we have to protect ourselves, right? Yeah, it's not political. It's about health. Give me a break. It's just, what does a doctor do when he or she is about to operate you? They wash their hands and they wear a mask, right? So, hey, did you ever wonder why they do that? It's to protect themselves and to protect you. So we don't want to contaminate anybody with anything that you might have on you or they might have on them. So that's it. That's it. Hello, traveling Sibo. Greetings from England. England is doing better too. Congratulations. Everybody is coming. Well, not everybody, but many countries are coming out of the lockdown. So it's good, but we have to be really careful and we have to maintain the distance and wear a mask, okay? So I decided that for these community questions, I wanted to like stick to a theme, maybe like each month I'll do a theme. A lot of people are always concerned about security, so I figured, and I have lots of experience going through security and packing. So I figured maybe this time I could do a live about or put questions up on how the problems I've had in security and things that have happened to me, and ask you guys a few questions. Let's see if you guessed it. So that's what I decided to do. Some people have told me that they're not able to vote for the community questions when they hit the link. Well, the reason is because if you're watching me on a cell phone or on a tablet, sometimes on an app, they don't they don't have access to the community tab on those apps, not yet anyway. So you would have to go either to Chrome or Safari and then go to YouTube there and look for MuchoHop and then look for the community tab there. There you'll be able to have access to the community tab, look at all the questions I've written down, and you can comment, you can vote, you can suggest also. This is a two-way street here. I learn from you guys, and I guess you guys learn from me. I don't know. I try and share what I know. So there you can give me suggestions and like, oh, can you go over this or can you go over that? And I'll be glad to do it. So are you guys ready for the first question? Because I know time goes by really fast. I don't even know what time it is. What time is it? Okay, we've only been 7 minutes into this. So, all right. Today I have props, by the way. I have lots of props. All right, the first question is that I once missed a flight because the person I was traveling with, no longer a friend, had an empty wine bottle in his carry-on suitcase. Now, I just sort of gave it away because I said no longer a friend. Actually, it was my fault too because it was sort of stupid. I should have known better. This was years and years ago, like, I don't know, maybe 12 years ago, 10 years ago. The thing was that this person got a present. And the present was a bottle. Wait, I have a bottle here, right? But it was like a very pretty bottle. It had a design on it. And, it's just like a very nice bottle. And it had some kind of liquor inside. So the person, my ex-friend, put the bottle in his suitcase. And I didn't really realize. I didn't even think about it. I was only thinking about my suitcase. And I figured he would know better. Or I don't know. I should have said something, but it just didn't occur to me. So we went through security together. And the agent said, you have a bottle in your suitcase. And I'm like, holy, yeah, we do. So he takes the bottle out and he's like, yeah, we have this. And I said, well, can we throw away the liquid and then still continue with because they wanted to take the bottle away just right away, right? They wanted to take the bottle away. And he's like, no, it's my precious bottle. I was like, give up your bottle. Who cares? We're going to miss a flight, So it's a precious bottle. It's a beautiful bottle. It was given to me by so-and-so. I want to keep the bottle. And I'm like, oh no. And I said, well, can he throw away the liquid and take the bottle anyway? It's going to be an empty bottle. There won't be any liquids. And they said, no, you can't take an empty bottle because this can be a weapon. This is it was this size. It was a bottle like this. And you can use anything that is big and can be used as a weapon, anything that's sharp. This is glass. So if you could very easily break it and cut somebody's neck or whatever. It's very easy to use this as a weapon. So that's why they don't let you take a big empty bottle through security in your carry-on. So what happened was this person decided that he wanted to keep his precious bottle. So he left security. I stayed in security. I should have taken my flight, but I was nice. I waited for him. So what he tried to do was to check in his bag. But of course, there were so many people, and he would have to go back out, go to the desks. There was a line. Then he would have to drop off his bag to check it in. And then go again through security and then find the gate and meet up with me and then take the flight together. Of course, that took a very, very long time and we missed our flight. So the answer was, it's true. It's most definitely true. That really happened. I learned a lesson. The lesson was that I have to make sure that the people who are traveling with me don't have any sharp objects, don't have empty bottles. You can have a little empty bottle. The thing is, you can't have any bottles that are bigger than 100 milliliters. Okay, this is 50 milliliters. So it's 3.4 ounces. So, this I can't use as a weapon. This I can. Plus, this is glass. This is plastic. You can also take glass containers. You can also have glass containers, but they cannot be bigger than 100 milliliters. So this, forget it. Forget it. Even if it's this beautiful whatever. Let's say you have a vase or something like that that you want to transport in your suitcase. Just check the bag in. You could have the beautiful vase or bottle, whatever you want, or just a perfume bottle. A perfume bottle that is maybe 250 milliliters. It's not this size, it's bigger. And you can just put it in your suitcase, check it in, and you'll be fine. You won't have any problems with that. So yeah, so most of you, 80% of you said that it was true, that this really happened. I have a friend who said, this sounds so weird that I'm sure it's true. It's like nobody could make this up. But it's true. I missed a flight because of an empty wine bottle. I mean, is that ridiculous? And of course, what we had to do afterwards was buy a new ticket. So I lost the first ticket. We both lost the first ticket. And then we had to buy a second ticket. I don't remember if you paid for it or not. I don't remember. I hope you did. But then again, I should have known better. Sometimes I take a thermos bottle, though, and I haven't had any problems with that. What you have to do is, I don't have a tray with me, but when you have some type of item that you're not too sure about if it's going to go through security or not, take it out of your bag and put it on the tray so that the security agents will see what you have, and then you'll be able to go through security really fast. The problem is when they have to look at the bag, the x-ray, and then they have to open your bag and see what you have inside. But if you help them out, if you're showing them you have nothing to hide, right? So you take out whatever you may have. All right, in this case, an empty bottle would not be accepted at all, even if you showed it. But like, for example, a thermos bottle. A lot of people I have like a half a liter thermos bottle, and I just put it on my tray, and I haven't had any problems with it. Okay. It's not glass. It's, you could hit somebody over the head with it like you could do with a shoe. It's not really a weapon. You're transporting large or massive bottles, such as thermos bottles. Okay, massive. If it's okay. There is a danger that they'll be taken during the security check because such bottles may be classified as potential weapons. All right. So how about that? Let's see what the Spanish channel said. Well, yeah, they also thought it was true, but not as much as 80% in the English channel. So did you guys guess it? Yes. Tell me yes, no. Did you guess it right? Did you think that I was going to miss a flight over a stupid empty wine bottle? Well, I did. But, these things happen, and you just learned your lesson, and I get to share it with you guys so you guys won't make the same mistake I made. By the way, can you hear me okay? I'm trying out a new microphone, and can you hear me okay? Yes? Okay, I guess if you couldn't hear me, you would have told me, right? All right, so the next question. When I go through security, they almost always make me open my bags. True or false? What did you guys say? True or false? Very clearly. Thank you, Samuel. True or false? Do you think that every time I go through security, they open all my bags and I have to show everything in the bag? And what do you think most of the time what happens? Okay, Samuel got it right. When I go through security, they rarely open my bags. I'll tell you the instances when they have opened my bags. But normally when I go through security, also I make sure I only have like clothes, shoes. If I have makeup or shampoo or anything like that, I have it in a bag like this. I don't even have like one of these fancy bags anymore, like the toiletry bags. I just have one of these the reclosable, is that even a word? Resealable bags. And that's it. I don't have a fancy bag anymore because they're bulkier, they're heavier, and what security wants to see is this. They don't want to see a fancy bag that they might not see every little nook and cranny of it. So I've simplified so much, and I simplify so that things are easier when I go through security, and travel is less stressful. I've learned that through the years. Why complicate yourself? Because a lot of times what I would have to do, I had this beautiful toiletry bag, then I would have this bag inside of that one, and then I would have to take that one out of my suitcase. This I just have in my handbag. I put it on the tray. I'm not concealing anything. I'm showing them what I have. All my containers are less than 100 milliliters, and everything is sealed in a 1-liter bag. And that's what they want to see. And that's what I'm going to show them. So the answer is false. They rarely open my bag because, like I said, I show them anything that could be a little strange, let's say. But I have had my bags open, and I have props for you today. I have props. Okay. Once I was, they have Hershey's Kisses. They're these chocolates that are covered in aluminum foil. And I had a whole bag of them in my suitcase. Actually, it wasn't even my carry-on suitcase. It was my checked suitcase. All right. So this was in Los Angeles. The bag in LAX, the bags, when I went, go through an x-ray machine, and if there's anything weird about the bag, they'll stop you. They'll call your name, and they'll open the suitcase right in front of you. Keep in mind, this is a checked bag, okay? A checked bag. So before it goes towards the plane, they already call you. So I had a big bag of Hershey's Kisses, and there are chocolates that are individually sealed with aluminum foil. I mean, this isn't one of them, but it's something like this, right? But it's smaller even. So it has this aluminum around it. So in the suitcase, I guess it showed up on the x-ray machine, all this pile of aluminum, I guess, aluminum foil. So they made me open my bag. And as soon as I saw that they were Hershey's Kisses, they're like, oh, okay, fine, no problem. So I sealed my bag, and then it went towards the plane. And so I had no problem. So that was one of the times they opened my bag. In the future, if I ever have anything like this, I would probably take it out of my suitcase. Well, if it's a checked suitcase, I wouldn't do this. But if I have like chocolates or whatever, candy or something that has aluminum, or metal, I would maybe put it on the tray when I go through security, just to show them, look, this is what I have, and it's nothing harmful. It's safe, and I'm not trying to hide anything. I'm not trying to hide anything. It's just a little chocolate. All right, so they opened my bag because of Hershey's Kisses. There was another time they opened my suitcase. Now this was carry-on, because I had it was like a tuna fish can, just a regular can, but inside it had a plant, and it was a present. I had bought this for a cousin of mine at the Christmas market. It was a cute little can that you open up the can, you water it, and then a plant grows out of it. How cute, right? All right, so I had this bag. I had the little can, and hello, Katie. I'll be reading them. 1 minute. Let me finish this, because then I'll lose my train of thought. So I had this little container and the tuna fish can with the plant in it, and the security agent told me to open my bag and to show them what I had in there. So I said, oh, I know exactly what it is. I knew it right away. As soon as he said it, I was like, okay, it's the plant in the can. Yeah, definitely. And it was that. What they do make me do is, for example, if you're wearing boots or high heels, they'll make you take your shoes off, but they rarely open my bag. I was going to say something else. There was an instance when they did open my bag. I forgot. Well, anyway. And of course, if I'm flying within Europe, it's very different than if I go into the United States. For example, if I leave Spain and I have some apples or oranges, I have a video on that. I sort of tested it out. I put oranges in my suitcase carry-on, and it was fine. I even asked the security agent, is it okay to have fruit in my suitcase? And they said, no problem, because it's edible, you could eat it, and no problem. But, the very first time something was taken away from me, I was a kid. I was like 7 years old or 10 years old. It was younger than 10. And I had apples that were grown in our garden in Spain. And I had those because there were these beautiful apples, and I just had a few in my suitcase a long time ago. And when I got to the United States, at security, at immigration, they took them away because you can't bring any foods into the United States. So no meats, no plants, no seeds, no food, nothing. You can't bring any of these things into the United States because these items could be carrying a disease or something, and you don't want to bring it over to the United States. And also if like you're going from the United States into Germany, sometimes they check, sometimes they don't. So yeah, the only thing that make me take off are my shoes, and sometimes, especially if I have boots on. So I try not to wear like complicated shoes, like don't wear high boots. Don't wear that. It's not practical because it's going to take very long to take them off and put them back on. And don't have anything with a lot of laces or something that it's complicated to take off and put back on. Like I said, I'm simplifying everything. I have these shoes that are slip on, slip off. It depends. Sometimes I feel like wearing my boots and I wear my boots. This is what I have for my toiletry bag. I reuse it. Yeah, so that's it. So the answer was true for that. All right, let me see what you're saying here. Lufthansa opened my check-in suitcase as I had a small bottle of beer in a cylindrical cardboard box. I found this out when I claimed my suitcase back at New Delhi. Yeah, because sometimes they open the check-in bag. They can open it. That's why they say to have a TSA lock. Because if they see something suspicious in your suitcase and they want to open it, like my chocolates, something suspicious, and they want to open it and it doesn't have a TSA lock, they'll break it. They'll break your lock. So they will definitely open your lock if they see something that doesn't look right. In Barcelona in my suitcase, but that was no problem. But you said it could be a problem now. Well, you could have a bottle of tequila in your checked-in bag. You could put 2 bottles of tequila and cigarettes and food, and well, it depends where you're traveling to, and it depends also on the airline. But yeah, you can put 2 bottles of tequila in your suitcase and check it in. No problem. You could also buy 2 bottles of tequila at duty free and you can travel, no problem, which is a little, anyway. But you cannot have 2 or 1 bottle. You can't have this size in a carry-on bag. And I mean, think of it. It makes sense, right? You could hit somebody over the head with this. Yeah. Or simply imagine this breaks in an airplane. You drop it on the floor, it breaks, the glass is all over the floor in the airplane. It's not safe, it's too much glass. And you could be, what's the word? You can I can only think of it in Spanish right now. Put other people in danger, right? So it's logical not to have a big bottle like this in your carry-on bag, but you can check it in. Let's say you have a fine wine or a fine tequila and you want to take it to your country or bring it over to a friend, no problem, but check it in, okay? Or buy it at duty free. All right, in the past, so yeah, tuna fish, yes. It was a can of, looked like a tuna fish can, but there was a plant inside. Hello, Marcus or Marcos. Hi there. All right. Okay, now I understand. Good. Oh, hi, mi amor. Hi, how are you? You guys are so sweet. All right. So you want the next question? Do you guys have any questions, any doubts about what I was talking about? About what you can have in your carry-on and what you have to check in? I think we've been having these rules for such a long time that people more or less know, but I always get doubts. You know, people always ask me, well, what about this and what about that? Am I single? I'm married. Happily. Anyway, how about the next question? All right, one of these items, this time I gave you to pick a question, pick an answer, right? And I have lots of props. Do you also fly a lot because of work? All right, I fly because mostly I fly because of family and friends. You know, my life, I was born in Spain, I was raised in New York, and now I live in Germany. So I have family and friends in New York, in Los Angeles, and I'm talking about really close people, right? In Miami and in Spain. So many times, you know, I don't have parents or brothers or sisters. So my family are my cousins and my aunts and my very close friends. And so if I want to be with them, I have to travel. And also as a child, my parents worked, so they couldn't really take care of me. It was complicated to take care of me. I was such a bad child, you know. No, but basically my parents worked, and especially my mom, she would have to take off of work to take care of me. So because we had family in Spain and Miami, my parents would send me off either 1 year to Miami, 1 year to La Coruña in Spain, 1 year Miami, 1 year. I mean, I was spoiled. Now I look back on it and I was like, wow, a lot of kids would go to camp. I would go over to Europe, or I would go to New York or Miami, you know. That I was spoiled. I see that now. That's why when I was trying to think what to do on YouTube, I said, okay, what do you know about? It's like, oh, travel. I've been traveling all my life. And so, you know, not that I don't consider myself an expert, but I have a lot of things have happened to me because so many years of travel, you know, things happen. You miss flights and you have, hire me. Okay. Okay. So the next question. So one of these items was not removed from my carry-on bag by airport security. Which one? All right. I've been really surprised at the things that have been taken away from me at security. Jam. Okay, this is jam, all right? Actually, I have a video on this. This happened to me in Santiago de Compostela, and I had a glass jar, very similar to this, of quince jam. And they took it away from me because it was more than 100 milliliters. This is 235 grams. Well, this is grams. Normally they talk in milliliters, but this is more than This is 50 milliliters. So this is more, although the one I had was even bigger. So they removed this from my Suitcase carry-on because it was a jam and it was more than 100 milliliter container. All right. They removed this. I was so upset because I was going to, we don't have quince marmalade, or we didn't I think it was going to Germany, and I wanted to give it to somebody and they took it away. All right. The next thing, scissors. What do you think? Can you travel with this? Tell me, can you guys travel with this? With scissors? Well, let's see. According to the voting here, you guys said that yes, that I could travel with scissors. No, I guess so. What else? What do you guys think? Yes, no? No, I already said it. Well, most of you said that 6% of you said that no, actually 94% said that I could travel with these. And yes, you can travel with these. The rule is, I looked these things up because I always travel with this and I've never had any problems with it. But I was wondering, what about something that's a little bit bigger? And it turns out that if it's from here, from the pivoting point, if it's more than 4 inches, which is like maybe about 10 centimeters more or less, you can travel with it. It cannot be more than 10 centimeters or 4 inches. All right. So I could travel with this and I can travel with this. I mean, this could be used as a weapon too. So I don't know. I really don't know. But, just to avoid, because, it also depends who you get. I've traveled with tweezers and I've got them taken away from me. And then other times I travel with tweezers and no big deal. So I would say this is more acceptable because you're not going to kill anybody with this, right? I think this also, you would probably do some harm, but you wouldn't kill somebody with this, right? So yeah, so scissors are allowed. What about this, you guys? A nail clipper. Yeah, right? A nail clipper. Yeah, this is okay. You can travel with a nail clipper. That's not a problem. Yeah, somebody's saying that the problem with the scissors is the size. So if you have a very big pair of scissors, then more than 10 centimeters and more than 4 inches from here to here, then you cannot travel with it. All right. Okay, and the next thing was a Swiss Army knife, which I don't have on me. But my Swiss Army knife had a nail file on one side, and it had a little knife on the other. Okay, it was this big. I swear. I mean, it was smaller than this. It was this big. It was like the smallest Swiss Army knife that you can think of, and it was taken away. And on one side, it was a nail file. I was like, it's a nail file. Give me a break. And okay, then it did have a knife on the other. Oh, the little minor detail. It had a knife on the other side. Yeah, it did have, but it was a little tiny knife. I would think I could probably do more harm with this than with a little tiny knife. But yeah, no Swiss Army knives, okay? No Swiss Army knives. So a Swiss Army knife was taken away from my Suitcase. And also, so far, the Swiss Army knife, the jam, and what about the chocolates? All right, chocolates that are filled with alcohol-filled chocolates, which I love, by the way. I don't really drink alcohol, but I love alcohol-filled chocolates. Yes, well, these, let me tell you, when I went through security, I think they saw the aluminum again, and they made me open my bag. And I had a tray. It was like this big. It was a tray of these little chocolate bottles that are filled with alcohol. And the agent said, "Oh, like you're not really supposed to travel with these, because if you put all the liquid together, it would be more than 100 milliliters, and it wasn't in one of these." So, but they were like popular German chocolates. And I thought it was funny because he took the box, he showed it to the other guy who was there at security, like, look, it's the Asbach or Albach or Achbach, whatever. Asbach, I think it's called. Yeah. And he showed him the boxes. Oh, look what she has, And she's like, okay, we'll let you through. But he was going to take them away. So, but that was okay. The thing that you absolutely cannot travel with is an army knife, a Swiss army knife. Okay, that is not allowed, right? And even though I had a very, very tiny one, you're not allowed to travel with that. You're not allowed to travel with jam if it's more than 100 milliliters, and you're not allowed to travel with chocolates if you have more than 100 milliliters and it's not in a bag like this. So the only thing that you are allowed that was not taken away were the small scissors. So that was the answer, the small scissors. And ironically enough, small scissors was the answer with the lowest percentage, meaning everybody thought that you could travel with the alcohol-filled chocolates. And let's see, I did, but the guy was going to take them away from me. So you're not really allowed, because like I said, it was a bigger amount. It was probably more than 100 milliliters, and I didn't have them in a sealed bag, so the liquid could have gotten out, So that's sort of the reasoning behind it. So they could take that away. You're not allowed to travel with those. All right, let's see. Maybe the size could be the scissors. I saw Swiss Army knives at the duty free checked at. How come? Yeah, sometimes they're selling these things at duty free. I'm not sure if they're sealed in a box, and sometimes what they do to the duty free bag is that they staple it so you can't really open it. Maybe that's okay, or even sometimes they give you. I've had that they give me my duty free later on, or so I think if it's sealed, maybe in the case of a knife, I don't know. I never bought a knife duty free. Maybe has anybody bought a knife at duty free? What happened to it? You're not allowed to have a Swiss Army knife in your carry-on suitcase, but maybe they keep it until you leave the plane, or I really don't know. I never had that experience, but they did take my Swiss Army knife away. So, and I'm telling you, it was the littlest thing, and one side was a nail file. There, it was very blunt. You definitely cannot stab anybody with a nail file. All right. So I don't know. Does anybody know why they would be selling a Swiss Army knife at duty free, and yet you can't have it in carry-on? Well, I guess it's the same reason as the alcohol. In duty free, supposedly, I don't know, because it doesn't make sense. I really don't know. I'll be honest, I don't know. If you're traveling with scissors, you're packing too much. True. Hi, Pete. Definitely. If you're traveling with scissors, you're packing too much. Most likely, where you're traveling to, you'll be able to get little scissors, or are your nails going to grow so much in a week? Well, it depends. If you're traveling for a month, you might want to have your little scissors. I always put them in my carry-on. carry-on in my checked bag. If I'm going like for a month somewhere, I would have like more like a bigger suitcase. So I would anything that's like dangerous, or I would just have it in my or heavy, I would have it in my checked bag. I can't talk. All right. What happens to the things that are taken away from you? Where is the Swiss Army knife now? In their pocket, maybe? I don't know. With the alcohol, the bottle, they threw it directly into the garbage. With no, actually, no, he checked it in. Sorry, but other times that has happened, they just throw everything in the garbage. And I've seen people who have traveled with stuff that have been taken away, and they throw it in the garbage. And there's this program on TV called Border Control. There's a few programs, and they always confiscate everything. They burn it up or they throw it away. Even like with drugs, they supposedly get rid of them. They destroy them. So yeah. The jam ended up on the security's toast. Most definitely. He's probably, ooh, que rica. Very, very delicious. And he took it away. You know, it was sealed, airtight, hadn't been opened, so they could take it. You know? Pete's right. Scissors aren't exactly essential unless you have 12 balls of wood packed as well. Exactly. Take it with me, strangely enough. Yes, scissors you're allowed to take as long as they're not too big. Toast cut with the yeah, they probably cut the toast with the Swiss Army knife. Definitely. Yeah. Now what do you think about a fork? Do you think you could travel with a fork? I mean, this could be a weapon, right? Right? What do you think? A fork. What do you guys think? Do you think I could travel? You could travel with a fork? Why would you? Why would you travel with a fork? Well, because sometimes the food on airplanes is so expensive. You don't want to, and let's say you go on a low cost flight that sells sandwiches and whatever, and you don't want to pay for it. You might want to have your own pasta salad or whatever. As long as it doesn't have a lot of liquid, you can travel with it, or a sandwich or whatever. A salad, you could easily bring a salad, lettuce, tomato, whatever, and have a little thingy for your oil and vinegar. And right there on the plane, just pour it over your salad, eat it right there, and that's it. Take a drink. So come on, you guys. Fork. Am I allowed to take a fork on an airplane? This is a metal fork. This is, you know, ow, ow, ow. Well, you guys are shy right now. Yeah, yes, you are allowed. You're allowed to carry a fork in the carry-on? No. So a fork is allowed? Yes, a fork is allowed in the carry-on bag and in the check bags. It is allowed. If you guys are interested in this, you go to the website of the TSA, and there in the search, look for the items. So go to the TSA. TSA is Transportation Security Administration, and it's an agency that is from the United States, and they look over security when people are traveling, right? So, and it was created after 9/11. So because there was no TSA before 9/11, but now we all know about TSA. They have a great website. So go to the TSA website and check in the search, check fork, for example, or scissors, or whatever you might have a doubt about. I don't know, aerosols. And then you can see what it says there. And so, there's so many items that you could have a doubt about, for example, like, if you have a big computer, you have to put it on the tray when you go through security. But if you have a phone, a little phone, you don't have to. So things like that, or a tablet. Like if it's a big tablet, you have to put it on the tray. Whereas if you have like one of the little tiny tablets, you don't have to. So things like that, it's become so specific now that even I have problems sometimes. I wonder, wait, especially since they took my tweezers once, and like, but they don't take a scissor like this that's really sharp, or they're not going to take this away. So I'm asking myself, well, what is going on? I understand. All right, this is a big bottle. It could be a hazard to many people. Falls on the floor. I could hit somebody in the head. All right, but a fork is allowed. Little scissors are allowed. But my little nail file wasn't allowed. So anyway, okay, guys. I hope you're all doing well. Do you have any questions? Yes, a fork is allowed. So yeah, that's sort of weird. Certain things are weird, like the whole thing of you cannot have a bottle of tequila in your carry-on bag if you bought it from home, even if it's sealed. But you can buy 2 bottles of tequila at duty free and have that with you on the plane. Or in security, that's allowed, but I wasn't allowed to have my little knife with my nail file. Things like that just don't make sense, but it's okay. We have to obey because we don't want to have stress when we travel. And just, you have to be informed. It's so important to be informed just to avoid problems. If you want a free trip to any country in the world, where would you go? How about Australia? I'd love to go to Australia. That would be really cool. That's a very long flight, but I would like to go there. I'd like to go to places that are totally, well, maybe, I don't know how Australia would be, but that would be cool. I like to go to places that are very different from what I'm used to. I loved going to Asia. I loved it. I loved it because it's so different. And you realize that people are all the same. We all look different. We might have different traditions, but deep down, we're all the same. We all eat, we all sleep. We all like nice things. We all hate pain. We're all the same. What kind of work do I do? Well, India, I think, would be very, very interesting. I think India would be amazing. Plus, I love Indian food. So, and the people are super nice. And I like the different traditions, I like all that. What kind of work do I do? I've been working all my life. Before YouTube, I've always had a real job. I worked in a laboratory for many years. I worked already in school, and when I was in college, I worked in the laboratory in the chemistry department. I worked there. I also worked doing medical research at 2 different places in New York. And then when I moved to Spain, I had my own business, and I was correcting technical research papers for Spanish scientists. So I've always had a job. I've been working since I was very young, and like many people ask, well, how could you travel so much? Well, I've always been a freelancer, except like when I worked in labs, I wasn't a freelancer. But when you're a freelancer, you have more freedom, time wise, right? You don't have set schedule, so that gives you more freedom. Um, if you work in an office, of course you can't be traveling like in the middle of the week or whatever. But if you freelance, you always have more flexibility. So I've always worked. Things don't come out of, money doesn't grow on trees. You have to work it to get money. So at least I do. I think most of you too, right? I'm not one of these people who companies pay for everything. No, I pay everything myself. So, but one thing I have to say is I rarely have to pay for a hotel because I go visit my family and friends. So I stay with them. And I don't have to rent a car because they drive me around and they take me around. So I save a lot of money that way. That's why when I travel, I don't really spend too much money because I'm staying with relatives, unless it's something special, and then I would want to stay in a hotel. But yeah. You were told no fork unless plastic or wood. All right, that makes a lot of sense because this looks dangerous to me. Yeah. So even though it said in the TSA, they also say I could film security. I can't film anybody's face, but I can film security. I never film in security because I don't want to give anything away. I don't want to jeopardize anybody or anything. So I don't know. Just don't carry things that could be potential weapons. Maybe if this was a little fork, maybe you could. And like you said, where are you? Arriving. Thank you. Arriving says that um, unless it's plastic or wood, not to have a fork. And I agree with you. Don't have a big fork like this. I agree with you. Okay, Pete. Bye bye. Okay. Okay, everybody. So I have to go because I have the Spanish channel now. I'm going over to MuchoHop en Español. So I'll see you guys next month, the first Sunday of August. I can't believe how slow and how fast everything is going. Please stay well. Please be safe. And thank you so much for watching my channel. And I'm preparing that video that's going to be super long. So far, it's an hour and a half. I don't think anybody's going to watch a video that's an hour and a half. I'm still cutting it down. But I will have timestamps. It's a very interesting video because it's 5 different flights, one after the other. And certain things happen in there. And I think it could be interesting. So I'm still working on that video, and I hope to upload it in the near future. Okay, it's an hour and a half, so it takes time to edit, but it's like 6 videos in one. So I think you'll enjoy it, actually. So thank you very much again for being there and for watching me. And have a great month and stay happy and healthy. Okay. So, and give me suggestions as to what kind of topic you want next. I mean, I could still talk more about security and suitcases, but so whatever you guys have doubts about. Okay. Okay. Bye bye. Thanks for watching. Take care. Bye.